It's the Brain and Moham Show. It's the Brain and Moham Show. Brain and Moham Show. It's the Brain and Moham Show.
Hello and welcome to the Brain and Moham Show. I am Brain Mountain.
And I am Mohamed El-Darwish.
This evening, I will be asking Mohamed questions about his musical endeavors. I believe my first question was when did you first know you wanted to play music? Whether that's when did you first know you wanted to play harmonica or guitar? When did you first know you wanted to play some kind of instrument?
Yeah, alright, well, I think there was a time early on when I heard the tapes. My dad had some Arabic tapes that he played, and when it was music, there was one tape that was just really good. You know, it was Arabic music. I didn't know what the heck any of it meant, but I loved it. I didn't know I loved it, but at the time I definitely did, because we went on long drives and I was bored. And on long drives, there was nothing better than when he played those particular, songs in Arabic. But then I think it was Bob Dylan. Yeah, I heard some Bob Dylan. I heard "Blowing in the Wind" by Bob Dylan, and it was just like, oh shit. I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's just not. It's interesting that I know that you're from an Arabic type of background. I didn't realize it had that much of an impact on you as a child, but it makes sense.
Well, these songs were just plain good, and you don't get very many instruments in Arabic music.
I was just gonna ask, what kind of instruments are used?
It's mostly voice and drums. It might have been all voice and drums. There might have been some string stuff, but you know what I mean? It's not much.
More like twangy kind of strings, if there were, or...
I suppose if there were, there would be twangy. I have a feeling that there was only voice and drum. It's something about the religious. It's religious. It's the string instruments are bad for some reason. I don't know. I never really agreed with it.
The vocal cords are a form of string, I suppose.
They are. They are indeed.
When you sing, you stretch them out and make different notes. And so, you mentioned Bob Dylan, and that reminds me of when I very first met you.
Was I wearing the Bob Dylan shirt? Was that what I'm doing? No.
You could have been wearing a Bob Dylan shirt. I don't remember what you were wearing. I just remember being in a study hall and talking to you, and you asking me a question about Bob Dylan and which one of the two songs that you mentioned that I thought were the best. And
which song is the best? Probably a Rolling Stone and Blowing in the Wind or something like that.
Those might have been the two exact songs, and I just remember hearing this question and being presented with it, and not
That's
knowing...
my brain, man. My brain assumed that you knew it because I thought you were cool as fuck. I
exactly.
thought you and Gerald were cool. And
okay,
Dan.
so that skips to my question. Yeah. Is what provoked you to ask?
I assumed you knew everything about music because you were musically inclined, and I heard your CD, and it was fucking awesome. It was Animus. I think I heard your CD, and I was just like, oh my god.
So you heard that, and okay.
That was like a Radiohead album. It was ridiculously good.
I'm honored that you asked such a question, but I'm also, I believe that you are more musically inclined to answer that question at the time than I was.
Yeah, because I was more of a nerd for the history of the.
Well, at the time, I remember being like, I don't know, man. They're both really good, but at the same time, being like,
You don't even listen to that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
but I also thought you were really cool.
That's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, I think I remember those days, when you're young and you want the approval of your peers so badly,
Yeah. It's something like that. But also you mentioned Gerald.
Yeah.
So
He was in my first band, the Dick Nixons.
the Dick Nixons.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was a fun time. You and me and him had fun. It was mostly you, me, and him. You're basically an unofficial member of that band.
I was, but I'm still going to ask, what exactly was the beginning of that band? Was there a conversation between you and Gerald?
So
or
it was just this thing happened. Okay, me and Dan Parker jammed and played music.
Parker.
Yes,
Yeah.
we played music and we recorded it immediately. That was the very first thing we did.
Prodigy Dan Parker.
Yeah, well, this is the truth. This is what happened. We played music. It was great. We recorded a bunch of it. We called it the Dick Nixons. Gerald joined the band. I don't know if Dan was down with that. You know what I mean? I don't know. But then it became basically just me and Gerald pretty much after that. We did projects. A lot of times we would collaborate when you would be the producer.
Right.
But otherwise, he would record at his house and I would record at my house.
Separately. Right.
Yeah. Those were interesting times, interesting songs. I
Very
enjoyed.
interesting, yeah.
The Dick Nixons was a political band from the get go. So there's politics in this podcast, and even for my first music, I was very politically inclined.
For a long time. Yes, I remember those sessions. They were fun. Some of the ones that we did here.
The whole thing about Dick Nixon was just this incredible caricature of a human. Like this person that ran on this image of being tough on crime and law and order, and himself was a criminal that broke the law. It's so fucking hilarious and so like a perfect of a allegory.
All right, ended up being tough on himself.
Nixon's pretty fascinating. I'd take him in an instant right now over what we got.
I'd rub his nipples. So, I'm not sure if it's loaded up right now, but I wanted to bring up the LSD TV session.
Yeah.
And your recollection of how that came to be, because what I remember is you coming to me with an acoustic and vocal song. And that's really all you wanted to do, and we laid down some tracks, and I remember being like, okay, well, maybe we should do this, and then I pulled out my electric, and I was like, all right, well, we'll play this, and you write this, and I just want to hear your recollection of that session, whatever recollection you may have.
Yeah, so I think it was pretty early on in our friendship, and I realized that we had the means to make songs, which I wanted to do very badly.
It was,
So I had songs written. I wrote a bunch of songs. Some of them were total crap. One of them was like about Mario and Luigi. Yeah, it's like, I'm just a plumber. Like, I'm not even fucking joking. That's what one of the chorus was.
We might have to dig that one out and re-record it.
But I had that song LSD TV, which was one of the stronger written ones, and we ended up
brilliantly written song.
Thanks, man. Well, you know how I literally attribute it to I wrote 5 songs and one of them was good because like by chance, you know what I mean?
Most bands, that's every song on an album. Is they wrote 5 songs and one of them was good, and they put it on the album.
Should I play LSD TV and then we can continue?
Yes, I would love to listen to that.
All right.
Hopefully it's not blaring in here, but let's see how it goes.
Grab your things and come outside. We'll watch the pictures in the sky go floating by our minds. And if I can still stand, I will try to fly out the door. future in my ear. Tell me the words I wanna hear. I will die soon after. But if I know the truth, then the world might not seem to hurt, but it might cry. LSD TV, set me free. Take me out of my misery. Take me somewhere far away. Your things and come outside. We'll watch the pictures in the sky go floating by our minds. And if I can still stand, I will try to fly out the door. LSD TV, set me free. Take me out of my misery. Take me somewhere far from here, where I can be without a care. Smoke some weed, smoke some weed. Gonna smoke some weed right after this song. Gonna smoke some weed all day long. Come on and smoke some weed. I don't care what happens. Oh, wait until the policeman as he drives by. I do not care. I wonder why he would ever put me in jail for something so harmless now.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite songs ever that I had anything to do with, and my man Mohamed came up in here and he said, I got this song, and he played it for me.
Oops, sorry.
And he played it on his acoustic and he sang it, and it was pretty much that length, maybe a little bit shorter because we added some stuff, but I was like, all right, and I immediately heard way more than I heard, and set up mics and had him record that, and I just started trying to get him to play what I heard in my mind, and he did it even better than what I heard in my mind. And that's my recollection of that. And I really love the collaboration of that song because it was Mohamed's song, but it
You produced it.
I produced the shit out of it,
Yeah.
and I injected.
You made it happen. You told me what to play, basically.
Right, and it would have been
You whipped out your fucking sweet '80s guitar, like your custom made Fender.
right, yeah, but exactly. I pulled it out because I heard it as we played it back. I
sounded
heard
good.
I heard electric guitar in it, but and you know, I mean, I could have written electric guitar to a song, but I heard electric guitar, and I heard Mohamed playing the electric guitar, so I took the electric guitar and I gave it to him, and I played the song back, and I said, write a part for this, write a part for this, you know, bring it down here, and Tom showed up and did the
Yeah.
synth, and I'm talking too much.
The synth. Yeah, the synth was sweet. It tied everything together. It added that layer of, like, it just professionalism and whatnot. And that was before I was really any good at anything. Like, that was early on.
Very early on, yes.
So we ended up throwing that song on the Dick Nixon's first album, which I think was just called what was it called? Sounds from the Machine. Yeah, I just looked. I just remembered. Sounds from the Machine is the name of my first album. It's not even on my Bandcamp. I should throw it up there.
It's a pretty good album name. Sounds from the
Well,
Machine.
it was the album I actually like printed out the fucking copies of the. It's Richard Nixon silhouette doing the peace sign with the peace. Yeah.
Yes. What other songs were on that album?
There was a song Asarima, which is America spelled backwards, which is like totally lame now that I think about it. But it was about the Bush administration. You know, it was coded. It was very
Right.
It was very well written, also for like the fact that I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
For the time, right?
Yeah.
For the time and the age. Have you what's the more recent stuff that you've been doing musically? You written
I've
anything?
been taking a long time between songs and albums. My last real album was like NSIJ, which it was pretty. I was pretty happy with it. You were there at some of those sessions with Jay LaVoister and
right. Shadow producer, I call myself.
Yeah. Well, what's that?
I'm just the guy that sits on the couch, gets drunk, and gives little advice here and there. Whether or not they take it, it's up to them. But sometimes they do take the advice, and hey, what if I wasn't there? Boo.
So you're like the assistant director / quality control manager.
Shadow producer. I kind of whisper a little, hey, maybe you should EQ this a little bit like that. And it usually makes it sound better. Shadow producer.
Yeah.
You were in college in Fitchburg, and Tom and I were, I don't remember what happened before this, but he filled his tank and he said, what do you want to do? I got a full tank, where do you want to go? I was like, let's go see Mohamed. So we called you, we ended up at your place in Fitchburg, and we ended up recording a tape on like this old ass stereo with one microphone on it, and placing ourselves distance wise and recording a few songs. What was the song I was thinking of?
Let the bugs in.
I
can play it.
Let the bugs in.
I have the wave.
All right, we have the wave. Let's hear "Let the Bugs In." This is recorded in Fitchburg.
It's not equalized the way you equalized it, but it's gonna be fine.
Well, yeah, it'll be all right. letting the bugs in. I do remember the windows being open.
You do?
Yeah,
In Pittsburgh?
In
Are
Fitchburg,
you serious, man?
there were
Were
screens.
you there the whole time for everything? Yeah, dude. Brain's been there all like you've had your hand in so much music. It's insane. That's like
Well, I mean, I was there when we recorded that song.
yeah, that's true.
The windows were open, the screens were there.
You know, I wrote the song. I thought you were there when I thought of the idea
No,
because Ladybugs actually did come in.
When we recorded the song.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
there, not when you wrote it. When I was there when it was recorded. When you wrote it, did you wrote that before we recorded it?
Yeah, I
What,
had written that song about. I was in my dorm room in Avashon Hall in Fitchburg State, and there was ladybugs coming in. They were getting in through the window, and I was okay with it. And I wrote a song about it, and it turned out pretty good. And people seemed to like it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it came out good on that tape that we did there.
Yeah, that was cool too. You guys just came, and I like canceled all my. I called out of work, and I just skipped all my classes, and we just recorded an album like immediately.
Right, yeah, it's interesting to know your perspective on it, because mine was just like, Tom, we got a full tank of gas. Okay, well, let's go see Mohamed. And then from your perspective, it must have been like, get a phone call like, hey, we're coming to see you. And then you're just
it was
like,
exactly what I fucking needed.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and
exactly
then
what I needed.
you know, and
we
then
recorded a tape.
we recorded.
apartment
Yeah, he
sessions.
canceled all his classes for the next day just randomly. He just didn't, you know. And then we recorded that a whole tape, and that was one of the songs.
I mean, I didn't cancel classes. I skipped all the classes. I skipped classes 2 days straight, and there was a whole bunch of them, and it was worth it.
It sounds better if you say you canceled them.
Yeah.
He canceled the classes. Nobody went to the classes because he canceled them.
It's called strategic cancelization.
It's called strategic winning. It's called recording really cool songs while also not failing.
Yeah, and we recorded that on a tape player, like this old crazy
Yeah,
it
it was
played
like
the
this-
8-track.
It was
It played
it was like this-
vinyl.
It was like this, yeah. It was like this big silver. It was all silver. It was. I just remember this big silver thing with tape decks and all kinds of stuff, and it had this little thing that said mic, and just these 3 little slits, and we recorded it all on that, like directly through that little fucking tiny mic onto a cassette tape, and that's what you just heard. So, as a musician myself, I find myself writing about love in many different ways. Do you have any very specific songs about love? And if multiple, what would be your favorite?
Yeah, I do. I got a lot of songs. Let me think here. So on
Your favorite love song that you've written?
well, I feel like I should mention that there's a song called "Your Eyes, Our Lies." Your Eyes, Our Lies.
Yes.
That's a pretty good one. But there's also a song that it's called "To Get Up," and that's probably the number one. You know, the winner of the.
Do you have that loaded up? Can we hear that?
All right, sure.
Inside,
Okay. So,
What'd you think of that one?
I really like it sonically, but honestly, I couldn't really understand any of the vocals.
Nice.
So I don't know what the song was about. But
You couldn't understand anything.
I couldn't understand any of the words.
That's very interesting. I like that. I mean, that's pretty much what I was going for. I mean, I know all the words. I know every single word.
Of course, you know the words.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I've got songs like that where no one can hear the words. But I really enjoy that song.
Well, I played all the instruments and recorded everything all myself.
Sonically, it's amazing. And I mean, there's some people that if they can't hear the words, they. I'm not one of those people. I don't care what you're singing
Yeah,
about.
MA3, they got some great songs. I don't understand what the hell.
As long as it sounds.
Yep. Is that a word? No, it's not at all. What? Nipple. You should do the nip. Nipple. Can't stop. I can't stop. Yeah.
Can't stop. Can't stop. Yeah. How many bands have you been in?
Oh shit. Well, the Dick Nixons,
One.
which changed into Lawn Gnomes / the Dick Nixons.
2.
Rain Sun.
3.
France and the Freemasons, I guess. Yeah.
4. Yeah, we were both in that. Yeah.
Well, and then I was in El-Darwiesj. That became my primary project,
5.
pretty much.
Cool. Yeah. I've basically just been myself, so you're good.
No, man, you started as Brain Clippings, then it became Brain Sandwich, then it became Brain S Mountain, and
then I was in Gleam, and then I was in the
Gleam.
Hoax. You got.
There's definitely another band in there, Rain Sun as well. Yeah, Brain is usually somewhere in there, either producing it or playing guitar or something like that, singing.
You just keep throwing me into my.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, you know what? I'm
a stupid piece of shit, guys. I'm
you
a
know,
stupid piece of shit. Don't listen to these people that say, "Hey, Brain's awesome." No, I'm not. I'm just here.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just really thankful that there was good people around, to do. Because if we had I don't know, if we had shitty people around, it wouldn't sound good at all.
Definitely thankful that I met you, especially the age that we did. I mean, I've known you forever. It's almost like you were always there. You know.
That's funny. I feel the same way in a weird way.
I mean, I've known a couple of people twice as long, but still, it doesn't seem to matter. It all kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But I think that's about all the time we have for now. This has been the Brain and Moham show. And good night.
Yes, and my artist name is Eldarweesj.
Eldarweesj.
Yeah, that's what it is now. It's ELDARWEESJ. Got Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
.com.